Alrighty, and we're live. Okay, so welcome to what I'm calling the 17-day challenge. What I'm going to be doing for the rest of the month is sharing with you all what a day in the life looks like of my day trading. Not fully, but what I want to do is just create a little bit of record keeping for myself, and at the same time sharing with you all what I do on a daily basis when it comes to my trading, and just show you all the ins and outs. I've been day trading for around 4.5 years now. I started in the spring of 2020, and I've been sharing in different ways, different stages of my trading, and I think this is going to be one of the most in-depth, just like public displays of that. So what I'm going to do is, in a way, record the stocks that I'm looking at for the day. And maybe some days even record those, trades. If there is a trade that I do that day or that I have, and just explain everything in detail. I am going to be doing so with the $5,000 account. Specifically with the smaller account, just to show people how, you don't need a lot of money to do this, essentially, or at least to get started. But again, I have been doing this for 4.5 years. I've gotten to a level now where I'm more consistent with my trading. I'm able to retrieve money from my trading account every month. Not large amounts, but enough to consider this now as passive income. My goal is to continue scaling my trading and to get it to a level where it completely replaces my main income, and it only goes up from there as well. But again, you're getting a very interesting kind of perspective right now, because I still consider myself in my earlier stages, being 4 years into this. It's like going to college and going for years. You graduate and then you start working. But with this, I've refined the types of plays that I like, the things that I like to trade. I know what I'm looking for. I still make mistakes. There's no perfect trader out there. I think people, it's non-existent for people not to make mistakes. This is a part of the game. But if you follow me along these next 17 days, you will see exactly what I'm talking about. So without further ado, let's go a little bit into what I'm looking at for this week. So this is actually pretty exciting, because as I'm recording this, the presidential elections are going on. It's 6:20 p.m. right now, Pacific time. So in a few hours, they're going to be fully counting those ballots and seeing what president ends up getting into the White House. So that's interesting. But for us traders, that is even more interesting, because historically, presidential elections bring a lot of volatility into the market. As you can see right here, I'm looking already, Trump Media and Technology Group. This stock has been very volatile the past couple, or not few weeks, especially the last week or two. And going into tomorrow's election, it should be interesting to see how this reacts. It's already doing a bunch of funky stuff. I actually tried trading it yesterday and took a scratch on it literally at the lows. Ended up doing exactly what I thought or wanted it to do. But that's trading. Sometimes you just have to sit on the sidelines. I guess I didn't explain everything fully in detail, but the way that I'm going to be going about this as well is I'm going to be showing you my profit or loss for the day. So I'm going to be, showing some screenshots or something so that people see that it's actually real money, and it's, that I'm trading, winning or losing. But I want to keep track of that so that you all can see on the monetary side, in terms of my trades, how much I win or how much I lose during these next 17 days. And there's actually 18 trading days left in the month, but we do have Thanksgiving on the 28th. So the stock market is actually closed that day, which is perfect, because 17 is my favorite number. and I can make this a 17-day challenge or something. But okay, again, a lot of this is going to be advanced stuff, so some of you watching this may not fully understand what I'm talking about. If you're more interested, and if you're interested in learning more, you'll probably be seeing this because you know me. So hit me up and let me know if you want me to explain anything more in detail. If not, then just follow along, because I think this is the start of me posting more content, being transparent with my trading, and just teaching what I know, teaching what I've learned in these 4.5 years that I've been in trading, for the next 52 years that I'm going to be trading. So let's again dive in. So right now, first one on my list, probably going to share 4 to 5 different stocks that I'm watching, and then tomorrow I'm going to do the recap, whether or not I traded, or if I didn't trade, and explain my thought process behind all of that. But this DJT ticker, this stock, Trump Media and Technology Group, again, based on the elections, is going to be very volatile. So depending on whether Trump wins or loses, this is either going to continue going up or it's going to hit a slam. Ideally for me, if I trade this, honestly, I have to see. I don't have an exact play on this. The play was actually yesterday and early in the morning, whereas it's exactly where I was at. I had bought 100 shares right here in like the high 30s, and I took a small loss, only to see this thing continue going up into the high 30s and even low 40s, super low 40s here. So that kind of sucked. So right now I'm just kind of watching this. Fun is a sympathy play, meaning that it's running kind of alongside that Donald Trump stock. It's done so historically. Right now it's actually also being a little funky, so I'm just kind of watching it. SMCI is this microchip computer that has just eaten shit the past like 5 trading days. I've actually tried trading it these 2 days, and it was just being choppy. Right here I actually broke even because it just wasn't doing anything, and then I ran a little bit, but then after hours it just ate shit again. So kind of a frustrating company right here, the SMCI. But ideally the play with this is one of my places with stocks that gap down a lot. So this right here, if you can see, it was trading in the high 40s about a week ago, and right now it's in the low 20s. So that's over 50% drop right there. Normally what happens with these types of stock, especially with this stock that's a larger stock, and it's supposed to be a legit stock too, is that they could only go so far. Like they can only drop so much before you run out of sellers, and then, you know, short people who are short selling this as well start covering their positions, and that throws the price a little bit higher. It gives it a little bit of a bounce. Again, that depends. These guys, the company, seems like everyone is leaving the company. I was seeing reports about like the CEO leaving and like all this weird stuff. I don't know, all these companies suck. I don't trust any of them. But ideally I catch a few dollars. It was in the 23s. I mean, ideally get a bounce into like the 30s. So once this like kind of sets a bottom, catch that bounce. Zcar is another one that I have on watch. This just popped off today. It went from trading at $4 all the way up to 16, so that's a few 100% up. And the type of play that I'm looking for on this is, one, let's see if it continues running. If this thing continues going crazy, then that's even better. You want stocks that run for several days, ideally, because they give you better types of setups. But even here, what happens with these is they spike a lot, and then they come hard a lot. They come down, and then they give you some type of bounce. So right here, I want to find kind of like the more significant levels. One being at $10, which is exactly where it stopped at after hours. Around here, around the $8 area as well. So meaning that if it comes down to those levels and I kind of like see it testing or, holding those, I'd probably get in, try to catch a bounce into more significant levels. And depending on how it's moving and assessing my risk, it depends on the size that I take. These types of plays, I don't like to take too much size because they're a little bit more risky and they could be a little bit more volatile and crazy moving. So we'll see how it sets up. And then the last one that I'm going to share for today is SPPL. So this stock yesterday went from, look at this, in the 30 cents all the way up to $2.40 in the morning after hours today. So that's what, thousands of percent up? Yeah, kind of crazy move. Today, it did exactly that pattern that I was actually explaining on T-Card that some of these stocks do, where it spikes a lot and then it comes down pretty hard. It went from $2.50 down to $1, and then look at the bounce all the way up to almost to $2. So I was actually looking into getting into I actually got into this one right here, literally right at like $1.04. I went in with tiny size because I had to do some things for work. I wasn't going to be really fully watching it. I had taken like a little baby loss earlier this morning. So I was kind of like gun shy is the expression for this. I was a little gun shy. But the idea right here was actually that if I got in the dollars, kind of risking like the 90-cent area, and I'm risking the 90-cent area because over here, those are kind of like more significant levels, and you never want to risk just at $1 because those are psychological levels. People will place their stops there, try to get out there, and then this thing will just come down, fake you out, and then keep going. So I had about like 200 shares at $1 or $4, something like that. My plan was to buy anywhere between 500 to 1,000 shares and just let them ride. It wasn't going to be a huge profit or anything, but I said, let me ride this down up into like the 130s, 140s, maybe even up to VWAP. But again, I got gun shy. I didn't do it. I actually sold those. I bought the shares at like 104, 105, and then sold them at $1.06 or something like that. So I just got out of the trade because I just felt like I wasn't mentally going to be there. So that's the way you got to go about trading. If you feel like you don't want to be there, or you shouldn't be there, then don't do it, because then you're going to be all uncomfortable. I've had much of that and will continue to, but now I know myself a lot better. But again, look at that. I missed out on this beautiful trade. Bounced from $1 all the way up to 80 cents. That beautiful right there. Ideally, I would have bought like 1,000 shares building into this like low ones and sold it at the end of the day. Made $500, $600, $700. But again, that's only in hindsight. You learn from these types of plays. Now I know that this is one of my patterns. I call this like a large runner. I actually wrote it down right here. Dip buy on a huge daily runner. So this is a dip buy on a huge daily runner. And I have seen this exact play hundreds, if not thousands of times over the past few years. So that's why I now identify these. They don't always do that. A lot of these will just continue eating shit. But again, it's identifying the pattern, identifying key levels, having a risk management, and just through muscle memory, knowing that more times than not, these types of plays actually work out or play out. So these are my 5 watches as of now. I have some other stocks over here that are open, but those are kind of more on the backside. Again, I'm going to be making a video, ideally every morning or every night, and posting them these next few weeks. What we have the remainder of November. Yep, we have like 3, almost 4 weeks. Well, we're just getting started. So stick around, come and check out the videos. I'm going to be posting, again, my explanation for the trades that I took. I'm sure there's going to be days where I don't trade or there's not much activity, so not every day is going to be a day of me explaining why I made or lost money in a trade. But I think it's going to be interesting, so stick around, ask some questions in the comments and stuff. I haven't used YouTube in a while, but also there's a bunch of bullshit on YouTube when it comes to day trading. I just YouTube day trading right now, and I saw all these people and their catchphrases talking about, I'll show you how to trade in 30 days and all this. Like, bro, shut up. Like, this takes a long time. It's a very hard thing to do, very difficult thing to do. It's very rewarding. In different ways, not just financially, but it is very difficult. So anyone who tells you that day trading is easy, or if you see a video where it says anything about day trading being quick or all this, that's bullshit. That's your way. That's your number. Your first thing that you could look into when you are looking at criteria of who you want to follow or who you want to learn from, on whether it being on social media or any type of platform, when you're looking information about learning how to day trade. If they're talking about it's easy, like all this money, all that shit, I think I'll get more into detail into what I mean by these things. But as of right now, it's that. Don't listen to a lot of bullshit you see on there. But okay, I still have to find a name for the channel. I haven't gone back into the podcasts. I'm gonna see if I have those on here or not. But that's it for today, y'all. Tune in for the next episode of 17 Days con el Oscar. Ciao. Let's go.